As a GreyGar associate, you work with tires and wheels on a regular basis. This means that for our trucks to run safely and efficiently down the road, you must know the steps for proper wheel installation. This module will show you how to properly install a wheel assembly and will introduce you to the 475 foot-pound torque stick for assembly. It will also review how to check the accuracy of the torque stick on a monthly basis. To begin, make sure you have the necessary parts and tools. You should have a wheel assembly, 10 lug nuts, oil, 1-inch impact, a 475 foot-pound yellow torque stick, and a 33mm impact socket. Before placing the wheel on the hub, inspect the wheel assembly for dents, cracks, and condition. Inspect the studs for aluminum pieces, paint, rust, or any foreign material. If found, wipe the threads with a rag or clean them with a wire brush. If the stud has stretched to an hourglass shape, you must replace the stud along with the studs on both sides of the stretched stud. Once you have inspected the wheel studs, place the wheel on the hub. At this point, check the studs again and wipe off any metal shavings that have been deposited on the studs from installing the wheel. Now it's time to inspect the lug nuts. Check the thread condition of each lug nut and turn it on its washer to make sure that it spins freely. If the threads are suspect, or the nut does not spin freely on the washer, replace the lug nut. When you are satisfied with the condition of the studs and lug nuts, use SAE 30 oil to lubricate them. On every lug nut, add 2 drops of oil between the nut and the washer. Add another 2 drops of oil to the first 3 threads of each stud. Thread the lug nuts onto the studs for 2 to 3 turns. Repeat this process for the remaining 9 nuts and studs. Before tightening the lug nuts, be advised that the torque specification for a wheel lug nut is 450 to 500 foot-pounds. Place the yellow torque stick with socket on the impact. The torque stick is for wheel installation only. Never use the torque stick to remove the lug nuts, and lightly seat the lug nuts using this sequence. After the lug nuts are seated, use the same sequence to fully tighten the lug nuts. To tell whether the lug nuts are tightened to 475 foot-pounds, watch the torque stick while tightening the lug nut. The torque stick will rotate the lug nut until 475 foot-pounds is reached, and then it will stop turning the lug nut. When you are finished, remove the jack stand and lower and remove the jack.